Hello, welcome to Mgtow is Freedom. I'm John, the host, the channel host, and I've gotten a lot of fan funding letters, and what I want to do today is read a couple, because I'm not the only guy out here having problems. You guys know that, and you're not the only guys, but I wanted to read these letters, and I got them in the email and got a couple of just wonderful fucking stories to tell about the dangers of these gold digging whores and why we need to protect ourselves. Mgtow needs to be a basic framework, a structure in which men can operate from, right? Where we can all go our own way, right? Men going their own way. But there's some basic fundamental lines we need to understand. And they're broad lines. They aren't fucking narrow. They're not restrictive. It's just we need to understand that what operates outside that line is a bunch of fucking crocodiles, right? A bunch of vampires, and that's women, right? Gold-digging whores, push-up bra-wearing money suckers. All right, so let's start with a letter from Don H. He says, "Hey, I just managed to figure out the support tab and how to send some money, and yada, yada, yada." And he says, "I'd love to see that chick's face, LOL." Well, I got this first part of the letter, and then I sent him a response with the story of that night's Mgtow confrontation. So he says, "I love your Mgtow videos. We are the same age, and I've been with my wife since out of high school, no children. And I've tried for ages to understand her and get her to present, and got to my present point of giving zero fucks." That is, Don has gotten to the point where he's got zero fucks, right? He doesn't give a fuck. He says, "I was Mgtow without knowing the name until I found your channel a couple of weeks ago. It's nice to know that I'm not crazy nor alone. Keep cranking out your videos. You really encourage and motivate me to go the direction I want to go." This is a wonderful fucking letter from Don H. Right? It fucking made me smile big time. And I'll read my response to him because it was a fun response. But what happened is there's men out there. All men realize once they go to Mgtow that now they've got a name for the way they think. That's why we need to send and share these videos, right? Thumbs up the videos, thumbs up all Mgtow videos, all channels, so that more men get to find this and realize, holy shit, I had some thoughts, I had some ideas, and they're coherent, they make sense because other people are saying the same fucking thing, right? That's the score with this. Is we need to encourage men and let them know there's a support system for them. It's not a pussy support system. It's be a man support system. So this is the response I sent to Don, okay? All right. I told him you were welcome for the letter, right? And tonight I need it. Let's see, because I took my sons to a brew pub for some golf on TV, some burgers and drinks, and some father-son time. I wrote, a gold-digging whore with fake tits literally hanging out 3/4 of the way kept trying to get me to give her attention while she played pool. I ignored her 35-year-old ass and it pissed her off. Another friend of mine said she was 50. It's hard to tell. She was plastered with the makeup, right? The boys and I were talking about golfing and my son's need for a good driver for this year's golf team tryouts, right? The whore couldn't stand it and came and leaned over our table, sticking her siliconized man pillows in my face and talking directly to my sons as if she were invited into the conversation. I completely ignored her and continued talking to my 17-year-old. The whore was off the charts pissed over this and just shot me nasty glares until we left, right? And then I wrote to him, single malt scotch is pouring right now when I was at home, right? That's what happened that night for me. Anyways, Don H, thanks again. Okay, now let's go over here to this. This email is crazy. It's from Nick M. Okay, and he tells a nice story, and I'm going to read it to you, and you guys can just fucking laugh at it, okay, and see what Nick has had to put up with. "John, I discovered your channel back in December. I look forward to your videos every day. I am divorced and left my wife after 9 years of lying and manipulation. She was no longer the woman I married. She fucking changed." Oh, right? Surprise, right? So Nick M goes on to say, "When signing the final papers, meaning divorce papers, she says, 'I guess I went too far. I guess I went too far. It took a few days for that to sink in. It was a gift, actually, and started a crazy journey I have been on since 2011. The lying is why I left her, constantly pushing me to work more. Get promoted and pressure to succeed was cruel. Now see, Nick says cruel. He doesn't say it was difficult or it was a lot of pressure or I felt some strain. It was cruel. I share Nick's sentiments exactly. That push, that drive for us as men to make the money, it's fucking cruel. Okay, he writes on, I had no safe haven. Constant competition at work, a bad economy in 2002, 2008, and work situations that were stressful and brutal. I survived not being let go or laid off. This required lots of long hours. Then she complained that she was lonely. I couldn't win or even find peace. I always felt money would come if I just worked hard. Nothing was enough for her. I went to counseling back in 2004, 2 years after being married. She had convinced me I was the bad husband. I accused her of lying constantly. Most of the arguments had no evidence other than feeling I was being duped. I was always confusing to me how I could be effective and intelligent out in the world and at work, but at home, I was an idiot. I'm going to stop right there, right? I'm going to mark my spot on the screen. That's how it works. You know, out in the world here, we're competent, we kick ass, we make money, right? We fucking pow through shit, right? Bam, take that. But you get home and you get convinced you're a fucking moron, and only they know what's good. It's an amazing trick that these gold-digging fucking whores, married to them or not, do. They convince you you're a fucking moron and you're doing it wrong. But at work, you're 100% fucking on target. Terrible trick they fucking pull. Okay, let's continue with Nick M's letter. When the male counselor, Blue Pill Beta, and I had one of those as a counselor too, I fucking fired his ass, asked if my wife should be there, I said I think all of it is in my head, and that I was a jealous man accusing my wife of lying. At that moment, I entered into hell. I didn't dive in, but waded slowly into hell. For the next year, we analyzed how I was a bad husband. Then at any time in the future, she would say, you were the one who went to counseling to win the argument. Okay? And we've talked about this, little aside here, before we continue with Nick M's letter. That is exactly how they fucking do it. Right? They find one thing, right? And then they'll fucking beat you to death with it and stay on topic, stay on the subject matter. You try and talk to them about a problem of theirs and they'll fucking drift, wander, change the subject, accuse you of something else. But they know how to stay fucking focused. They fucking know it. In 2005, I started a business and was successful. It helped that I had a shitty marriage. I spent a lot of time working. It was nice to work, a place where I was intelligent, competent, appreciated, and rewarded for my work. In 2009, we moved to our third home, right? A third fucking home. This guy is on house 3 with this bitch, right? This fucking gold-digging whore of Nick M's, right? We moved to our third home, a big house in a posh area of Lake Country in southeastern Wisconsin. I was up in the attic fixing the bathroom fan in August. Hot, sweaty, bumping my head. I got it done. I came out of the attic and was hungry. My wife was sitting on the couch drinking a beer watching the Brewers baseball game. She was doing laundry, which meant she sat in the air conditioning and put some clothes into the $2,300 washer and dryer and sat back down to continue until the musical tune was played on the appliance to signify the load was done. Then she folded her clothes. I had to fold my own. At this point, I was not mad. I was proud that I could provide such luxury. I was so brainwashed. Okay, at this point, Nick knew, right? He's doing a good job. He's proud of himself. He fucking bought her that posh fucking house. He's in the attic fixing shit. He's sweating, banging his fucking head. His wife, down on the couch, drinking a beer, watching his fucking television, a baseball game, right? While the laundry was being done in one of those deluxe high-efficiency fucking washers, he comes down, she tells him he's got to fold his own fucking laundry, and he's proud he can do it all. That is how we get fucked up and pulled into this fucking system. They treat you like shit, and you try so hard, you finally get everything they want done, and you're proud of being their fucking slave. Incredible. All right. So let's go on with Nick M's fucking story. Being hungry, I could not find the serving spoons, though. We had a big kitchen. And as far as I could remember, they had always been next to the silverware drawer. Makes sense, right? I swear they had always been there. I asked my wife where the serving spoons were. She yelled, probably from the couch sitting on her fat ass. I don't know what size her ass is, you never did say. If you did dishes more often, you would know where they are. They are in the last drawer. Now, I was still hot and had fiberglass in my collar. I know what that's like. Because of the great room, the attic had no clear path to the master bath. I had to crawl through a lattice of 2x4s and squeeze into the small area above the bath. Frustrating, hot, hard, and painful. So he goes, as I grabbed the serving spoon, I knew for sure that she was moving shit on purpose. I would later learn that this mind fucking is actually called gaslighting. Rage swelled up inside. Okay, gaslighting is the act of changing things or saying something is true or untrue, which is the exact opposite of what you think it's going to be, for the purpose